everybody. How's it going? Good to see you out there. It is Thursday, April the 23rd, and this is the Thursday night meeting of the Flipping America RIA. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. And please say hello to each other in the comments. That also lets me know you're here because I don't have an actual monitor of what's going on out there. Theoretically, we are live on YouTube and Facebook right now. This is a new thing we just started in April, and we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. And it's funny how you kind of poke around here working on the technology and learning things and getting things set up and going through things and practicing things, and you just kind of wait for a little while. And then right as you're getting ready to go and then you're in the countdown for the show, you realize, oh, there's like 14 things that I didn't do or haven't finished yet. And so they say a minute is an eternity in radio, but when you've got 15 things to do in a minute, that minute goes by pretty quickly. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate it very much. And I appreciate the opportunity to just share into your life. And hey, Richard, thanks. Glad to see you. Thanks for saying something. And I want you all to talk to each other too. If you've got a deal to post, this is a RIA meeting. I know that we can't be meeting in person in most places yet, and most of our groups are not. That's okay, Richard. I understand. I won't spell your name with an O in it. We're not meeting in person in most of our locations. In fact, I don't think any of our locations are meeting in person tonight. But the vision is we will get through this pandemic. We will survive as a nation and as a people. And I know that it's been serious and deadly for some, but as a people and as a nation, we're going to get through this. We will start meeting and in due course. And when we start meeting, our local groups will meet, and the leader of the local group will tune into this broadcast. That's the idea. That's the vision, and hope that will become a thing one of these days pretty soon. All right. With our Flipping America RIA, and I promise we're not going to do this forever, but we're going to do it until everybody has it memorized. We make a mindset pledge to ourselves, and here it is. When I look in the mirror, I see the reason, the credit for my successes, the blame for my failures. I cannot make it without my team, and I tell them often, but when they succeed, it's because I chose well and I led well. When they fail, it's because I did not choose or lead well. I am the reason. I may have setbacks, but I cannot fail if I don't ever give up. You got circumstances. I got circumstances. We all got circumstances, but you won't find me undermined. My situation will not dictate my emotion. My circumstances will not control my results. External forces will not take away my power to choose. I cannot change the world, but I can change me and the way I relate to it. So I charge on. I am the reason. I have a massive vision, which creates massive pressure, leading to massive action, which is the only chance I have to achieve massive results. The world doesn't owe me success. God doesn't owe me success. No one is going to work for my success. Therefore, no one will work harder for their success than I will for mine. I will give my all and then a bit more. So tomorrow, my all will be more. All right, we're back with the announcements now, and I hope that you put your hand on your heart and said that pledge to yourself as we're going along. Every line in that thing is something that I wrote down in my journaling process over the years, and then one day I just started putting it all together, and it's kind of become my little mantra that, I need to tell myself from time to time. You got circumstances, I got circumstances, we all got circumstances, but you won't find me under mine. And I found myself in some difficult circumstances. If that's where you are as you're watching this, I want you to know you're not alone. I also want you to know that we don't have operators standing by, but you can schedule a free strategy call, and you could spend time with someone on my team, or maybe me. I take some of the calls myself. Just go to flippingamerica.net and scroll down to the bottom. You can schedule a free strategy call. You can do it today. If you need some help with your life, if you need some help with your real estate career, you want to get started, or you're stuck and you want to keep on going, we are here to help you. That's why we're doing this. So please take advantage of that. All right, let's do some announcements. Got to make sure I've clicked on this over here, then it'll work. And this is tonight. Bill Jennings is scheduled to be here. I'm a little bit concerned because I haven't heard from Bill, and I am looking to hear from him. I'm looking over my email right now just to see if he got right back to me. But anyway, Bill Jennings is scheduled to be here, and we're going to talk about unsecured business lines of credit if he shows up. If he doesn't, we will figure out something. Okay? Don't worry. If you have an Amazon Echo device, you can just lean over and say, Alexa, play the podcast Flipping America. And just like magic, it will happen. You will hear the last episode that was published. And I know we're up to, I know I put episode 469 together today. And so that'll be released in a few days. And it's probably paying 466 or 467 now. This is Flipping America. It is a show broadcast coast to coast 3 times a week, and then we turn it into a podcast. And this is the RIA that was born in 2020. Now 30 chapters and 10,000. We went over 10,300 members in our meetup groups in the last couple of days. And the Flipping America Academy, I'll say more about that later on. The Flipping America Buyers Club. This is a done-for-you service that invests in cash flow by buying inexpensive houses around the country, reselling them to local people to do their own fixer-uppers, and turn them into the home of their dreams and seller finance it to them. It is an amazing business model. Bought 2 of these today, as a matter of fact. And so if you're not in the Buyers Club and you've ever had a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, you are missing out. You should be in the Buyers Club. And of course, we can give you information on how to do that. The trading platform is coming, the Flipping America Network. It's coming. It's coming. It will be here one of these days. You just have to trust me on that. All right. Chip Cagle is here. Chip, how you doing, my man?
Hey, Roger. Doing great. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Are you still down in Florida?
Nope. I made it back last night.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. So what's Bay Mountain Capital got going on?
Hey, so we talked yesterday about a property that we were doing down in Lake Jotico.
Yep. Up in the top.
And you might remember that a month or so ago, we were about to close that. In fact, it was that day that we were closing it. And then there came a title issue. So that title issue has taken a while to clear up, and now it's closing again. And so that one, Lake Jotico, has some expensive houses on it. And so, as you were saying yesterday, so does the lake next to it, Lake Spivey. This one, the borrower thought it was going to appraise for over $1 million, and it ended up appraising for $900,000. And that's after he makes the repairs. So his total costs are just under $720,000, $719,800. We were not able to do 100% loan because of that appraisal coming in low, but it is a 84.7% loan on his total costs. And then he's doing a 6-month loan, 10.4%. So he's going to get a really nice profit off of that one.
We got a couple minutes, so let's take a couple minutes here to talk about this. 10.4%. Okay.
Yes.
That's not a nice round number. How'd you come up with the 10.4 versus just a flat 10 or 10.325?
So it can go as low as 9.9%, and somebody has to have a 700 or above credit score. And so he was, our minimum credit score is 600, somewhere between 600 and 700, and that adds a 0.5% on to the interest rate.
Okay. So that's okay. 10.4 is, I'm from the days of 5 points and 15%. Let's talk about the impact that this has on on his project. Now, there may be some listening who aren't really familiar with how the hard money thing works. This is not
Hmm.
an owner occupied loan. This is
Correct.
a loan that's available only for investment properties, and it's designed to help people fix and flip. And one of the things that Bay Mountain does, one of the things I really love about you guys, is they do at their own expense a feasibility study to make sure that the deal that you have bought and your rehab budget makes sense and is
That's
going to
right.
end up being a good thing for you, and you're not going to get in trouble. I don't know anybody else that does that, and I think that is a terrific thing that you guys do. Now, I know that you're meeting your own interests in that as well. I understand that, but you're also doing a service to your borrowers. And
Exactly.
now, you mentioned it kind of in passing, and it kind of gets blipped over a little bit if somebody's heard you and talked before. But let's not minimize the fact that it's possible to get a 100% financing deal through Bay Mountain Capital.
Yeah, we do them all the time.
As long as everything that you're spending on the deal, the purchase and the rehab, is less than 70% of the ARV, right?
Correct. Now, on a for somebody who's experienced, then we can go up to 75% if it's a cosmetic flip,
Okay. All right.
cosmetic rehab.
Well, but now let's just thinking about the mechanics of it a little bit, and we usually don't have time to ask you this, so thanks for taking a little extra time with me tonight. But
Hmm.
if I've got one of those and Bay Mountain's going to fund it 100%, does this mean I can show up at closing with no money and just sign some
No, it
papers and
does
away
not.
we go?
You're still going to need the points, fees, and closing costs uh, to when you go to the closing table. This is just down payment we're talking about. So you're getting 100% loan for the purchase and the rehab. So therefore, there's no down payment.
So there's points, fees, and closing costs that are built in. So
Right.
you're going to have to come, you know, what are your points typically?
2 points if there's not a broker, 3 points if there is.
All right. So if you have 2 points on a $100,000 loan, you're talking about $2,000. If you're doing a $700,000 loan, then you're talking about $14,000.
That's right.
Okay. And that may sound like a lot of money, but if we can ever get Bill on here, we are going to have a way that you'll have that 14,000. But I will tell you, I've done deals where I've borrowed money from not you, but one of your competitors. I didn't know you guys. I knew you personally, but I didn't know Bay Mountain and so forth. And rates were not what they are now. And
Well,
I
I weren't in
paid.
Atlanta at that time either.
Oh yeah, that's true. I came to
Yeah.
closing with $80,000.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a project as expensive as the one that he's doing down there at Lake Jotico. So it's
Right.
possible to run into some pretty big money when you're doing this. But the thing about it is the trade-off for that is if you've got that kind of money to put into it, you should expect to walk away with 100,000 or more in profit on fairly routine basis, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that guy's going to make at least 100, probably maybe even more, depending on what he sells it for.
Now, before you guys go off and get real excited about this, let me give you the caveat because one thing you should know about me, I'm always going to level with you. I'm always going to tell you the truth. And here is the downside. When you have a loan that big and your interest payments are, pretty high, do you know what his payments are?
I could calculate it, but
Yeah.
let's just what I say is loan was 600,000. So
Okay.
do it at 1%.
So
That's
that's
going to be
5,000 a month.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we do math for a living here at the Flipping America show. So, all right, if you're paying $5,000 a month, if you run into a situation where that property sits there for 3 months because you ran into an unexpected delivery issue or a permitting problem or inspections or something like that, and you get delayed, that is $15,000 right off of your bottom line.
Mhm.
And that hurts. And that's why when people say, "Oh, this is you don't need to buy properties at 70% of value. You need to go up to 85 because this is a tight market, everything." Well, if you buy this at 85% of ARV, first of all, I don't think Bay Mountain would even loan on that, would you?
We
Would
would loan on it, but you'd have to bring the difference.
Oh,
You'd have a lot
okay.
of money in it. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. You're going to be bringing a pile of cash to the table, and then
that's right.
when it goes south, and you have to give it up. Bay Mountain's in good position, except for the fact they have to now do something with the property. But
Right.
This is a recipe for losing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I have a T-shirt that says, "Ask me how I know." I I haven't lost money very often, but I have been jammed up on houses that the rehab got delayed, partly because I didn't have a great contractor, and partly because I had to go back and fix some other things, and partly because the bureaucracy, let's just call it that, got
Right.
involved and slowed things down to the point that the projects were no longer profitable. And on more than one occasion, I ended up dumping properties. So that's just a little
Mm.
bit of caution there. To go on the other side of the let's make $100,000 on one deal coin. Okay.
Yeah. It's not going to happen all the time.
All right. So, all right, Chip, we've been stretching, waiting for Bill to get here. I don't think Bill's going to get here. I don't
Oh,
know what
Bill.
happened. I know that we have an automated system that sends out reminders the day before and the day of, but apparently something must have come up in Bill's life and he hasn't had a chance to reach us yet and let us know.
Right.
So we're going to reschedule him. Is anybody here? If you have a comment or a question for Chip, put it in the comments section now because I'm getting ready to wrap it up and sign off for tonight. I don't see any. All right. I'm not going to prolong it. I'm not like the preacher that says one more verse, and if nobody comes forward this time, we're going to close this invitation out. I grew up Baptist, in case you all are wondering. If that tradition is foreign to you, hit me up. I'll explain later on. But anyway, all right. So, Chip, it's great to see you, man. Thanks for taking time. I know that you just got back in town. You're busy, and life is good. Oh, hey, D. Edmond
Yeah.
wants to know how to get in touch with you, Chip.
Oh, well, I was going to put it in the chat, but if you're getting ready to close out, I guess I don't have
Yep.
time to do that.
I am going to
So
type it up right now as a text overlay while you give it to me. Go ahead.
my phone number is 404-216-5599. And you can email me. I'll give you the
Look at
easy
that.
version.
There it is.
Email is chip@baymtn.com.
I want to do another text overlay. Chip at baymtn.com.
Yeah, the shortcut for mountain, the
All right.
abbreviation for mountain.
Is that right?
There it is. That's it. Yep.
All right. Okay. There you have it. That's good. Okay. All right. Thanks, Chip. And I'll do a little scolding with Bill. We'll reschedule. It's no problem. Well, it is a little bit of a problem. I've inconvenienced all of you that have joined us, and I apologize for that. But we'll find out what happened, and we'll get Bill rescheduled, and Chip will be back. And I do want you guys to reach out to Chip because Bay Mountain is a great company with great people, fantastic service. And if you don't mind me saying this, I'll say this too, Chip. If you need a loan in a state where Bay Mountain is not lending, Chip knows people, and he is gracious enough to connect you with somebody that can make the loan. And
Right.
so it's one-stop shop. All right. Okay. Appreciate you, Chip. Appreciate all of you joining us. And I'm going to leave you with this tonight.